people, we'll get them to do it too, and they will call you.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh,
it's
wow.
like they're actually supposed to do personal assistance,
Mm-hmm.
but they'll do anything. So we can, we can just tell them, call us, like go on this hangout for half an hour, and then you can record it and you can see. So that'll actually be our next subject. I didn't think of that.
We should do that.
Yeah. Because MCQers don't really like to have to do something. Like they just feel weird about it, but these people don't, I think.
So one thing that I realized is that we want to test like the first problem, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to move that out of the randomizer.
That's a good point. Yeah, so right now it's randomized.
Yeah.
So
we need the first one. Otherwise it's...
Oh, it's good having such informed subjects.
Let me also make sure I'm presenting so that it stays on my screen when we're talking. All right, preview.
And so, Sam, if you feel comfortable, you can also just do a think aloud, actually. You feel like that?
Sure.
So just to remind you, a think aloud, because you already have done one of these, basically the instructions are, while you're doing this study, we just like you to say out loud what you're thinking.
Right.
You don't have to censor it or be accurate, but just whatever's going through your mind, just say it out loud.
Sure. All right, so we'll be given questions and potential answers to these questions. We'll be asked to explain what the correct answer. Okay, right off the bat, that feels a little bit sparse instruction-wise. Like I don't really feel like I have a sense of what I'm actually going to be doing in the task. But let me, okay, so test the microphone. And it wants to use my microphone, which that's probably also something it feels like to warn people about.
So let them know we're going to be asking for a microphone. Got it.
Right, and that they'll have to accept that. Okay, and perfect. It has the little feedback, so I know that I am recording after I click that. Okay, so stop. Okay, and perfect. It has the little feedback. And I do hear it. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but.
Oh yeah, we can hear it.
All right,
some people are going to be a bit voice conscious at this point, but anyway.
Yeah, I think so. But those people probably won't accept the survey that says, hey, we're going to record you. All right, and again, it's sort of abrupt in terms of just straight into the problem. Like there's no additional instructions like, okay, it's time for the first problem or something like that.
Got it.
Okay, so control of the hardest to make twice as much. Okay, the amount of money can remain. This is also, I would probably, let's see, I just have Notepad up so that I can actually write down. Okay, so.
Well, so you mean you don't think you just type it in there?
Well, because I want to like actually work it out, because I have to sort of think about what all the variables are and set up the problem.
Maybe that's a good argument for making that like a big text box.
And then saying to people like, feel free to type your thoughts here or work it out or whatever. Like we used the idea of a scratch pad in our previous study, Joseph.
Yeah, that's true.
Do that. 2 t plus 50. Okay. And again, it feels a little abrupt in the sense of like I might expect to initially see an answer or something like that, or a little bit more instructions.
Got it.
It's rate your confidence each of the answers below is right or wrong for this problem. Okay.
Whoa, you were that quick?
Yeah, I sort of glanced at them and I went, okay, here's the one that I picked. I'm pretty sure that's correct. So just answer the others and move on.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
But we really need some explanation what the YouTube link was. Don't look at it yet.
Yeah, ignore it for now. Pretend that's not really there.
Okay, okay.
But don't click next after.
All right, so, and then.
So if you remember to keep saying what you're thinking out loud.
Yeah, it's this feels much easier to read, so that's nice. Just because it's much bigger, although again, that's a little bit abrupt and it's still just like, okay, I'm seeing the problem again. What am I supposed to do here? And then, okay, you go down and you see, okay, so explain out loud why this answer might be wrong. So if I say, okay, 2 times 50 plus t might be wrong because that's hard to try to explain because I feel fairly certain that it's correct, and that is what I put. Let's see. It is wrong because. What? Sorry, apologies.
Nice. Okay, wait. Before, okay, so you're done. Great. So that was good. You just did a simulation of a subject. Now switch into feedback mode. Anything you want to say quickly? Okay,
sorry about that. I had to step away for a second.
No worries. Do you want to go now? Let's sound no problem.
Yeah, if that's okay, I'll just take a couple of minutes.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
What?
Yeah, it's okay, right, or something. So, oh, by the way, just show you something cool. You can make notes and questions in Qualtrics.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I mean, it has many flaws, but also yeah. So I just wrote down kind of what it said, but you can delete them or whatever. I mean, you have the notes. I'm just showing it more because I like writing on the show feature. Yeah. So I'm just trying to think. I'm just taking a moment to reflect on the design. You know what sounds like.
But these were all superficial.
Exactly. You can change it.
Rather superficial. Yeah. Not conceptual mistakes.
Yeah.
And the people that I ran it with in Turk last time, that parts were all the same last time. I think they got it.
All right, and I am back. So let's see. I was explaining why this might be wrong. And this actually brings something up, which is that, okay, so I started recording and then I hit stop recording and stepped away for a second. And so I'm not sure what happens if I hit start recording again. Like, is that okay? Will that mess something up? Will it record properly? That kind of thing. But I think that it might be wrong because I think that maybe I think that it's not as simplified as it could be. So the answer should really be 100 plus 2t instead of 2 times 50 plus t. So I think I'm going to go with that.
Cool.
Okay.
Before you hit next. Great. Okay. So now here's what's happening on the screen. You click next, and then something pops up. It says, here's an explanation another participant gave for why the answer 2 times 50 plus t might be wrong.
Mhm.
Now click the YouTube video and pretend that happens magically. Oh, we have to make YouTube video quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, because right now it's not a link. Okay.
It's clearly wrong because it should be 40, not 50.
Okay.
Wait, so I didn't see it. So let me see it again, Sam, just to my knowledge, because Ben recorded them.
It's clearly wrong because it should be 40, not 50.
So that's that.
I just want to get distracted because like they're gonna get distracted with the other stuff on YouTube afterwards. And just a totally random side thing. One thing we were talking about, Sam, was actually to make this more about multimodal.
Sorry, got a plane going by overhead, so I couldn't quite hear that. Say that one more time.
You want to explain what you think about with the multimodal, or maybe afterwards?
What the whole thing?
Well, no, just I was thinking, so Sam, right now it's speech versus writing. But one thing Brenda thought about was, if you think about this more generally, like how do you get people to learn through multimodal interactions?
Mm-hmm.
It could actually be get them to speak, get them to explain by writing text, by talking audio, or by actually recording a video of themselves. So those are the 3 options. And then you could say, you could also get people to learn by giving them multimodal information, multimodal explanations. And they could be spoken, like what you just did, written, or they could be actually a video of like one of us explaining.
Okay. I see what you mean. Yeah, I feel like it probably starts to get harder and harder to get good recruits for that, but
Okay.
as you add more modes and as you're asking people to, record webcams and things like that, but
Okay, all right, that's completely right.
at the very least, I certainly wouldn't. So.
Oh, you want? Okay.
There's a data
Yeah,
point.
I guess that's true. Like, who's going to be watching this video of me? That's a good point. Okay, gotcha.
That's actually a good argument for not using video.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All right, so now I can hit next.
Yep.
Great. Okay, so now I should write an explanation for why this answer might be wrong. I feel like if I was skimming, I might just sort of assume that this is the same thing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The sort of highlighting in red is good, but I do worry that without like even just like a transitional screen that's just, okay, now you're gonna see blah blah blah. And again, that makes well, I guess it doesn't make the randomization a bit harder because you can just have a screen on the block that just says, okay, next up is.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But okay, so 2 times t might be wrong. 2 times t is wrong because it does not take the $50 Letitia made into account. All right, and then explanation entered, so YouTube video.
While that's loading, do you know what caused that green screen, Sam?
I think
Okay. I mean, he's basically, yeah, I don't know if that was helpful, but while I was looking, I was listening to feedback, I was also just thinking through the whole design. So we've got the prompts for speaking, writing. That seems nice. Maybe we don't need to bother with audio video for now.
Yeah. That was already, yeah.
Yeah, that'll actually save us some time there.
Yeah.
Because we can do it later with like people in the lab or something.
Yeah.
it will actually, it also maybe only as you watch this, one of my lab mates is actually been crowdsourced some video explanations. I'll ask him how he did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, actually, maybe his materials even good too. I'll ask him because he used like logarithms and stuff from MJ. He got like 20 different explanations. So,
wow.
Actually, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think about it at all. So I saw this. Yeah, I'll ask him because maybe he's okay. And then we give people spoken explanations or written ones, and then we basically then like they're done the study. Then we get some learning measures, some ratings, and so we can kind of say, well, this is the system, right? We can see what they think of it at the end. We can do a debrief. We can look at what's happened and learn. Does that seem reasonable? Still feels a bit early stage. I mean, we could run it and try to think of like we might need to change the math problems based on what's easy or hard to explain.
Yeah, I feel like the one with the firefighter.
Maybe this is a better one. Yeah.
It doesn't have an obvious truth.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Maybe that's a better.
Yeah, and
question. Could be.
It would also kind of, how you're saying a bit more about like the personal trainer. If you just produce some more scope, for example, this could be nice, right?
Yeah.
Like, because it shows the broadness, like a picture in a paper. I think it's very nice when people see, look, here's it for math.
Yeah.
Here's it for perhaps what 5 minutes, here's it for something else.
Yeah.
I think that's nice. I mean, it makes it harder to quantify learning, but that's okay. Because we can do the quantified learning on the math.
Yeah.
And say, look, here's the result.
Yeah.
And then we say, now look at how broad it applies.
Yeah.
I think that's nice.
And also, there are probably other people's explanations might be more useful.
That's a really good point. Yeah. So it's good. I mean, like, we're not going to write the paper with like personal trainer, but like I think having the vision you had is nice because it helps us think about directions. You know?
Yeah.
So, okay, I'll tell Sam. Thanks.
Also, that was it on the same side.
I mean, I think. Well, I mean,
I think it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Because we can always just ask them to do it again, like later, you know.
Yeah.
That was cool. I mean, it's fun, the qualitative feedback is so because you're right, until Sam said it hadn't really occurred to me in the video, right? We could have gone and spent like 2 hours. And 2 hours is not long, but and then be like, actually, no one wants to do it. But it also makes the study very interesting because now we can imagine that like video might help more. But still, if people don't like doing it, then it's not going to really move. So this is really nice in terms of design space, like as a step later on, you know? So
it's good to know.
Yeah. What do you think about? What do you think the next steps to do?
I'm kind of in a gray area now. Of like, I haven't really thought about the system aspect at all. I mean, I mentioned like a platform. I mentioned actually like a platform where people can, see a set of problems or just any kind of problem. If they want to learn something about the world, they just see a set of problems, and then they learn to understand. They understand it better instead of reading. They just explain it, listen to other people's explanations, and learning through that instead of reading through like books or something like that.
That's really interesting. So it's kind of like a good version of Yahoo Answers.
I like that way.
Yeah. Because it gives you people's things, but it also makes you explain first. Like, you're right. Why the hell do I go to Yahoo Answers? They didn't ask me anything before, right?
Yeah.
That's actually quite nice. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's nice.
So that could be a system.
Yeah.
thinking about the system aspect, but yeah.
That's cool.
Like in a multimodal way, because yeah, why?
But you know, actually, this is very nice because it's also starting to think more about like the MOOC-like kind of personalization. Because some people will like to talk out loud, and some people will like to do